Good morning, my neighbours!
What is up, you sexy mother hubbards? Tory MPs are encircling Rishi Sunak. The UK is at risk of soiling its reputation as the global capital of beautiful teeth. Perhaps we'll have to keep our mouths shut. Speaking of keeping your mouths shut, Kate Middleton has been spotted at a farm shop near Windsor. Let's talk about all of it. It's time for an alternative paper review. First up to the Daily Mirror this morning. Dark Ages dentistry. Scale of horror revealed as 200,000 back protest. Now, this is a story that a protest is due to take place outside Parliament today, which I don't know if it's going to be that successful. I mean, we need teeth. Protect our teeth. Excuse me, you're going to have to move this along, I'm afraid, because you're being, quote, noisy and annoying. This is private property of the Westminster Corporation, and I've just recategorised it as a hate march. Do the British people have a God-given right to fully socialise dental care? You know, free at the point of entry, a guaranteed appointment within a week or 2 weeks of phoning up, and in a dental surgery that's like a 20-minute radius of your house? Do we have that right? You guys are going to have to let me know in the comments on this one, because this is one of the few policy areas I'm going to have to recuse myself from. Because I think we all know where I'm coming in. It doesn't matter the logic or the economics behind this, whether it makes sense or whether it's destined to fail. I'm always going to come in behind fully socialising dental care. Make it free. Fuck it. Give us all cosmetic surgery and veneers and stuff as well while you're at it. You know, how could I not be biased on this? I got a mouth like a fucking haunted graveyard. Over to the Express now. Tory MPs plot to topple Rishi is just self-indulgence. Well, okay. Did Rishi Sunak write this headline? Honestly, guys, they did a plot to take me out. It's just self-indulgence, is what it is. I love the way they do this. Like, do you remember when Boris Johnson was, like, plotting and briefing against Theresa May? And then she got ousted, Boris became Prime Minister. And then when people were plotting against Boris, he was like, oh, it's troublemakers. It's troublemakers is what it is. Now one of the same people who plotted against Boris, he's now Prime Minister, and other people are plotting against him. You know, by this point, the Conservative Party is just a social club for sociopaths, isn't it? You know, they're all brought together through their mutual hatred and loathing of the poor. But eventually they're all greeted with the realisation that they're still sociopaths, and they absolutely will each other over to get to that top spot. Over to the Times now. This is our bounce back year, Sunak tells critics. Bounce back year. Where have I heard bouncing back before? Aha! I mean, are we bouncing back? You know, on what basis is he saying that? And did the journalist challenge him at all? You guys, you listen to me, right? Stick with me, because we are bouncing back, so we are. I mean, all I ask is that just one time, just once, could we get a centre-right or right-wing journalist when Sunak or CCHQ pass them this pamphlet and go, oh, there's your headline for the morning. Could they just challenge them on it? Could they just ask them, on what basis are we bouncing back? You know, stick with me, we're going to bounce back. How? Your own independent economics advisory body, the OBR, say we'll be lucky if we hit 0.8% growth this year, right? We're in recession right now. And even if we did hit 0.8% growth, how much has the population grown in that exact same time? How much of that 0.8% growth is attributable to soaring energy bills that nobody can afford? Do you know what I mean? Like, just ask them the question. Just ask, where does this come from? Finally, over to the Sun. Kate outdoors. Now, this is a story that, following all the hysteria last week and the week before about the Mother's Day photo and all that jazz, that Kate has been, quote, spotted at a farm shop near Windsor, guys. No mention of who spotted her, and there's no quote attributed to the staff in the farm shop. There's no photo in the piece, or certainly not one from yesterday. There's a couple that they've used in there, but even they say in the coverage it's from last May, or pictured here last autumn with her children and stuff. So there's no photo, there's no source quote, it's just, oh, she was spotted, guys. And the quote from the person who supposedly spotted her is exactly the same in the Sun and the Daily Mail coverage. Both of them say pretty much the same thing. She's happy, healthy, and relaxed. that's in the son, and in the male, she seemed happy, healthy, and relaxed after watching her children play sports. Where did she watch them? Did anybody see her watching the thing? No? Okay. Now look, I don't want to get too, conspiracy theory tinfoil hat about this, but I will just say this. Something has happened. It's probably going to come out sooner rather than later. Things are a lot worse in Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace than any of us are led to believe. I've been told some stuff, like suggestions and allegations on kind of private DMs. And if those allegations are true, I would fully expect the monarchy to be, best case scenario, rocked, severely rocked, and worst case scenario from their perspective, to completely implode in the next year or so. Now, I wish I could say more about that, but unfortunately, after taking a little bit of legal advice, I came away with the sense that I would almost certainly get sued horrendously if it turned out to not be true. And it would be a real shame, wouldn't it? If I just made it through the mortgage crisis, clinging onto my house, only to hand it over to billionaires for having said something stupid on Twitter. So, forgive me for keeping button-lipped about it. Anyway, that's it for this one. If you're enjoying these, do give them a share, drop me a like and a comment, make sure you're subscribed, and all the other stuff that people say at the end of videos like this.
Prince Andrew's a nonce burger.